Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday, September 2nd, day 57 in the Big Brother 27 house. And I missed you guys on Monday. I never got around to recording. My apologies. This has happened many times on Labor Day. I did not go anywhere. I stayed home and did work around the house. So, anyways, so I'm trying to catch you up on what's happened all weekend. I did leave a podcast on Sunday with the power of veto results, so you're at least a little caught up. And I believe at that point, I also filled you in on the plan hatched by Keanu and Vince to get the PoV winner Morgan to save Vince instead of saving herself. And so they milked that for, well, all day Sunday. And then it kind of turned Sunday night, and it didn't really end up working out. I spent my Sunday capturing clips, or both capturing and copying clips of the whole process. Right, so from the very beginning, where it actually started Saturday, like within half an hour of the power of veto, is when Keanu kind of threw out the idea, and they kind of solidified it on Saturday, and then all day Sunday, they worked the angle. They tried to convince Morgan that she should use it on Vince, and that Keanu would put up Lauren in Vince's place, because Morgan wants Lauren out because Lauren is close to Vince, right? So that would eliminate one of Vince's close allies, but keep Vince safe. When in reality, Keanu's plan was to actually put up Ashley. As it worked out, and they'll probably show about 5 minutes of this, but again, it was an all-day thing. As it worked out, Morgan just wouldn't bite. Morgan started fishing the idea around to the other members of her Judges Alliance, meaning Will, who liked the idea, who seemed to initially, but then she kind of casually talked out loud about, well, what if we did this, or what if he did this? And Ashley said, nope, can't do it. No, you cannot use it on Vince. You have to use it on yourself. There's no way you could do that, because Ashley wants Vince out. So, even though she's in the alliance with Vince, right? So, the long and the short of it is, Morgan did use the power veto on herself yesterday, and Keanu did put up Ashley. I was thinking that eventually Rachel would get wind that Vince was... I thought eventually Morgan would find out that Vince was lying to her, and that he knew that Keanu was going to put up Ashley. But I don't think that ever kind of got out. I think as far as Morgan thinks, Keanu was the whole mastermind behind this, and Vince was unaware. I think Vince's intent, of course, was to plead innocence. Like, I thought he was going to put up Lauren, not Ashley, and then his hands would be clean, and Keanu would be the bad guy. But that is not how it ended up. And so we now have Vincent, Mickey, and Ashley on the block. In theory, right, the target should be Mickey, because she was supposed to be the target last week when she won the power veto. In reality, however, I can't say. I think there are definitely people that would secretly like to get rid of Vince, including possibly Keanu, as much as he actually was shown crying when he nominated Vincent on the TV show. They showed the nominations, and Keanu kind of choked up when he nominated Vincent, but he doesn't. He said, and he did say in the power of veto meeting, it's no skin out. I don't care who goes, just somebody's got to go. But that's not really the truth. But Keanu is actually, as much as some of his moves are bad, At the same time, he does stick to his guns. And he stands up to Rachel, for better or for worse, and kind of does his thing that he wants to do, and he can be very blind in his logic, and he's set in his ways, but that also doesn't allow him to be talked out of a smart move. And so he's done now. I do not know who's going to go. I think in his perfect world, I think he'd rather Ashley be gone, because, as he has said to, well, Ashley or Mickey would be best for him to be gone. He doesn't get along with either of them that well. I just don't know where the votes are going to be, and I'm not going to try to count the votes right now. It's Tuesday. We've got all of Wednesday to figure this out and see how the winds are blowing. Part of what led up to this, by the way, is Keanu tried to lay some groundwork for the vote when it comes down to the end of it. He actually tossed out potentially putting up Rachel in the power veto, but I don't think I just can't see Keanu doing that. I really can't, because that severely burns a bridge for him. But he did go to Ava near before the power veto meeting and tell her, look, I want you to know you're safe, because Ava's name had been thrown up. When Rachel got wind and kind of figured out that Keanu was thinking of putting up Ashley as the renom instead of Lauren, Rachel kind of went up and started. She actually proposed a four-person alliance with Vince, Ashley, Vince, Morgan, Keanu, and Rachel. But this was all in an effort to save Ashley. Ashley is kind of her number one at this point, is Rachel's number one. So she's trying to, look what Rachel's number one is getting on the block again and potentially voted out. Shocker! Anybody that is tight with Rachel goes. I sense a pattern here. But she's trying to save Rachel, and she's trying to give Keanu ideas of who else to put up, and she suggests Ava to put up. And the whole point here is that, well, if you put up Ava's safe, and either Mickey or Vince or Vince will go out instead. But in theory, Mickey would be the one that Rachel would be saying would go out. But she threw up Ava's name. And I think others had indeed suggested Ava as a possibility as a renom. Partly because she's in theory the safe one. But Ava knows, as was pointed out last week by Catherine, sooner or later, you should vote out Ava, because everyone says she's the safe one to put up, because no one will vote her out. So Ava would certainly, and Ava was feeling quite shocked last week when she kind of realized that might happen. But Keanu pulled her aside and said, I just want you to know that I am not putting you up. But I also want you to know that lots of people are telling me that I need to put you up. Now, Keanu implied that people wanted to vote her out too. And I'm not sure how strong the voting out part was, but it's a risk no matter what. So that kind of upset Ava, and this is actually, we're going back to Sunday night, kind of upset Ava. She had a long talk with Lauren, and then, did she tell Ashley? I think maybe she talked to Ashley. I'm not sure, but Ashley told Rachel. And Ashley told Rachel that this had happened. Rachel's really annoyed with Keanu for saying Rachel was one of the people that was throwing Ava's name out there. And so Rachel, but right before the power veto meeting, runs up to Ava, goes up to Ava and whispers to her, I've never said your name. It's like, I would never do that. Lies, right? And Ava looks at her and goes, who told you that? Who told you and Rachel caught herself. She kind of was like, not as quite as obvious as that, but those of us that knew that she was ready to lie realized that it was clear. And she said, Mickey. And Ava said, I didn't tell Mickey. And she said, well, maybe Keanu told Mickey. Ava talked herself out of an answer, but I'm wondering if Ava bought her own explanation. But either way, that all happened before the power veto meeting. And by the way, there was also a fight after the power veto meeting between Ashley and Keanu, because Keanu had promised Ashley 2 weeks of safety, and then he was going right back on it. So that'll be shown. We didn't get to see it because they don't show us fights anymore for the most part. But we'll see it on the TV show. Whatever. I'm okay. This cast goes all the time. It is just all the time gaming, talking. Someone is always talking game. Something is always going on. It may not be great strategy, but it's something that's going on, and there's always some plan in the works to talk about. So I'm just not complaining. I don't care. People say, oh, it's a horrible cast. It's not a horrible cast. It's not a horrible cast. You are enjoying it. You are watching it. And if you're not, it's because you're putting too much into it. It is not supposed to be that deep of a thing. But whatever. So, where are we at now? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the votes lie. Ava is been clear to Lauren that if Vincent is on the block versus like Ashley, she's voting Vincent out. And Ava is also pretty much telling Lauren and that she should just not have any confidence in Vincent anymore. And they showed that last night where Lauren said, I'm on my own, as opposed to being with Vincent. I'm not sure if she really is or not, but that's what she said on the show. So, all right. I don't know how organized all this was. I hope you get a sense of it. I'm not sure who's going. With the blockbuster, it's just a crapshoot. We got 3 people. We got to knock it down to 2, but I'm not running the scenarios of the three different 2-person combinations right now. I cannot tell you for sure. I cannot say with 100% certainty that if X is on the block, they'll get voted out, which is what has been the case mostly, right? If Kelly doesn't win power veto or the blockbuster, then Kelly will be voted out. I cannot tell you that if Mickey or if Ashley or if Vincent doesn't win the power veto, that they will be voted out. Yeah, maybe I'll know more after tonight or after tomorrow night. Have a better sense of it. But for now, I'm not sure. So that's what I got for you guys on a Monday. I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend, not a Memorial Day weekend, right? Yes, I said that at least once or 3 times. And I hope you have a good week, starting with today, Tuesday. Those of you that worked yesterday, I'm sorry you had to work, but thank you for keeping the economy moving. And yeah, that's what I got. We're going to sign off. We're going to talk to you later and wish you all well. Take care, everybody. We'll see you or talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.